Hi everyone, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I have been working on the sketchbook for I think about like a year and a half, so it's pretty fun to finally be able to share it with everyone. So yeah, let's get started. Obviously, as you can tell, I enjoy collecting stickers and I always put them on my sketchbooks because it's fun. Some of these are homemade, some of these I got from school, and the rest, yeah, I don't know, random ones that I've just collected. Anyways, first page is always like a cover page, and this was a cubby holder that I had done as the first project in my grade 12 art class. Obviously COVID was still a thing. Going to school during COVID was not fun at all. First page was just like black ink drawings. I think that was like the first time I had gotten like a really nice pen, so I wanted to like use it. And yeah, I've always been interested in doing tarot card designs. So this is obviously a pencil crayon drawing of, you know, just practicing drawing hands. I really liked doing realistic stuff back then. I still sort of do, but just I don't do it as much. This is a fun sketchbook spread that I still really like. I think I started with this face and then I just worked my way out and I just drew random things that I wanted to and that popped into my head. And yeah, I really like it still. And this is kind of a self-portrait because I was like feeling done with life and school at the moment. So yeah, some portrait practices using marker and pencil crayon, some figure drawing. It's interesting to see how much I've improved already. Just practicing with markers. I really have always liked using markers and stuff, so, and yeah, doing weird animal characters. This is my first time attempting kind of like a wacky portrait that is inspired by an artist I found on TikTok. I think they go by Blackbean _CMS or something. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, I really like his or their style and super cool. So I thought might as well attempt it and kind of put my own little spin on it as well. Practicing some perspective because I had realized before this I never really did much, so kind of fun. And another random sketchbook page. I really like these. I want to start doing more of them. Just a random like cottage. I don't like how that turned out at all, but whatever. Another random sketchbook page. And this was like a little challenge that I had done, just trying to find like old supplies around the house. So a lot of this stuff was from like elementary school, like all the markers and then some like weird pencil crayons that like barely worked. Because I wanted to challenge myself to, yeah, just use like the supplies that I had laying around the house. So nothing fancy. Because you really don't need to make art with fancy stuff. And I wanted to practice drawing like a house because I literally never do that, and the perspective is so off, obviously. I wanted it to kind of be cartoony and stuff, but still it's not the best. But improvement, you can definitely see improvement in my art. So this is obviously just another sketchbook page or spread of like skulls and bones and stuff, but I used a brush pen, which is really fun. Just practicing drawing a more diverse range of people because I enjoy doing portraits, but I don't want to just do, you know, one race or gender. I want to diversify my like art practice and make sure I'm including as many people as I can and being able to like challenge myself with different faces and shapes and all that kind of stuff. So just a little practice page. This is a character that I did that I never finished because I hated it. I also never finished this because I didn't like it either, but I think I was trying to draw Willow Smith with like pencil crayons, but I guess you guys can kind of see my process of it. I do a really loose sketch and then I just start building up the color. I really like this page, so if you guys have been following my Instagram, you would have seen the little post that I did. It was a while ago because again, this was like a year ago, but I did these like little animal splices and then I created like this little story in the post that I had made about them in like this magical forest. So I definitely want to like revisit that because it was really fun. This is obviously a girl on a longboard, and I think I had just gotten Copic markers or a couple of them, so I wanted to like test them out. I still really like using markers. It's probably one of my favorite medium. more figure drawing, or just practicing drawing the full figure, because usually I just do portraits and stuff. So I'm just trying to like diversify my art at this point in grade 12. Yeah, me just being done with school and getting that out on a page, because also art is therapy. And if you're feeling like crappy, then you can just, I don't know, do a little stupid drawing and then you feel better. Okay, another page of like, yeah, black ink drawings. I actually really like how this page turned out. They could double as like tattoo designs or whatever, but it was really fun. Another crazy portrait. This is kind of when I really liked using crazy colors in my art with pencil crayon. I don't like this page, but I was practicing drawing animals in motion. Just practicing. I think also like it's unrealistic to like every page in your sketchbook, because it's a sketchbook and it's literally to practice and get better at art. So obviously not everything's gonna be amazing and up to your standards, but I do like this page. This is just some weird drawing that I did. There's literally no meaning, it's just stupid and I like it. And I used markers. I like this character as well. Again, just trying to draw full body people and kind of add more of a cartoony vibe to it. So yeah, some old tough dude with small little dogs, because I always see that. I always see like big guys with like tiny chihuahuas, and I think it's so funny. So more figure drawing. And again, you can see how much I've improved, because like obviously these are from like pictures, but like these proportions are just not right at all. Another wacky portrait. I really like this one as well. It's fun. Some big cats and regular cats, and again, practice. Perspective, but it's wrong, so I'm just gonna flip to it because I think I redid it on this page. So yeah, this is 4-point perspective, so you can see, I guess it's called an ant's view, so if you're looking up from a building, or a bird's view if you're looking down from a building. And I just followed it off of like a Pinterest reference thing. Same with this, but this is like wrong, like the proportions of the body, but I mean, whatever. I was just practicing. And yeah, finding the line of action in like bodies and stuff. Another like scenery with marker. Don't really like how that turned out, but whatever. I remembered I colored this digitally, and it was kind of like, I think I had just gotten Procreate on like my mom's iPad, and I was still using like my fingers to draw on it. So that's why I had to do the drawing traditionally first and then color it digitally, because otherwise I wouldn't, you know, be able to get all the details and stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to do an old lady with like her badass Doberman. Okay, my audio is being weird, so this is gonna be a voiceover. The next drawing is a graphite study of Misty Copeland, and she is an American ballet dancer. And I just thought it would be a really cool idea to like, yeah, study a dancer's body, because you can see all of their muscles and everything. So yeah, I usually don't do graphite drawings anymore, just they're not really my favorite thing to do, but it's good practice. Okay, this next drawing is kind of just like a challenge I did. I asked a whole bunch of people in my story to give me characters to draw, and that's what I did. This next page I hate. As you can see, I did not continue it. It's my hippo, bees, and, you know, animals in their natural habitats, but yeah, I did not finish it. This next drawing is a planning page for this big painting that I had done for my grad art show. And I knew I wanted to do like a cougar, and I was kind of just, yeah, this is like my brainstorming for that whole project, and I will put a picture of it on the screen. But yeah, I did it in watercolor, and I used gold leafing for the first time, and it was a very fun project to work on. So again, more brainstorming, and then on the right, you can see the final kind of brainstorm sketch that I did before I moved on to my good copy. So that's usually my workflow. I brainstorm a lot, and I do kind of a drawing and before I do my, yeah, good copy of my work. And this is a drawing that I don't really like, but it was fan art from a book I had just read. And this is, you know, more portrait practice. Can't get enough practice drawing people and bodies and hands and the human figure, because it is extremely complex. And here is another wacky portrait. I feel like once you start to learn the rules, you can easily break them, and that was definitely this portrait, because the proportions are off, but it was intentional. obviously I'm a dog person. I draw dogs all the time, so I wanted to do a page of my favorite dog breeds. I like this page because this was my first attempt at like like a little bit of graffiti or whatever, or just like writing, practicing doing like fonts and like graphic stuff, and yeah, it was really fun. I definitely am super inspired by graffiti and street art, and I would love to develop my skills in like writing a bit, so it's kind of cool to see my progress because this is so bad. Like all the letters are different sizes, which is horrible, and a lot of the shading or the shadows are in the wrong places, but hey, again, it's a sketchbook and it's just a practice area for your art, so yeah. Again, more practicing, just drawing or doing the alphabet in different fonts. And my name, I'm still changing around my like signature that I do at the end of each drawing. So yeah, another spread of just black ink drawings that could also double as tattoo designs, because I'm very into tattoo designs. I think they're super cool. Some anatomy practice. This was just a filler page because I hated how it looked. Anyways, this was some fan art that I did from the Song of Achilles. Random page. I don't really like how this turned out, but whatever. And yeah, just again, full body figures. Nothing much to say about that. Okay, this was fun to do. I like the colors, and if you guys were in Vancouver during last year, we had a heat wave and it was 42 degrees outside, which is like record. It was crazy. So me and my family were like sitting in our living room. We had 2 fans just blasted because, okay, people in Vancouver don't have air conditioning. We did not have air conditioning, so we were like melting. And yeah, I just wanted to like remember that. I mean, not even remember that, but just put it on a page, and I like it. I like how it turned out for sure. And it was kind of like just getting better at doing perspective work as well, and then drawing like settings and scenery, so it was really fun to do. Definitely have to do more of this stuff. But yeah, it's funny, this year is now just like super cold. Like this is like the coldest summer we've had, so just such a weird flip-flop. Anyways, next page, just random sea critters. I love drawing animals, so yep. This was a page that actually is part of a lot of my art that is for sale right now. So this was like the first sketch for a commission for my uncle, and he wanted me to do a octopus with an arbutus tree, and he gave me complete freedom to like do that or interpret that in whatever way I wanted, which was really cool. So this is what I came up with, or that was my initial sketch, and then I colored it digitally so that he could get a sense of like what I was thinking. And then I did the oil painting. And then later on, I was like, you know what? Like the brainstorm or like the rough idea of this like kind of looked really cool. I can make prints of this. So the Arbutus is actually on my Etsy shop. And it was the kind of rough copy for the original painting I did. And it was also fun to do more like animal splices because I've always been interested in that, obviously, as you can see through my previous work. This page, if you look at it, you're like, what the heck is that, Alex? Literally do you not know how to draw? The answer is no. I just had gotten Stevie. It was like, I think it was like maybe not even a week in, and she was like crazy. She was like laying down and sleeping and then just randomly jumping up and being a puppy. So I thought, hey, it'd be fun to try and draw her in real time. And as you can see, I did not get very far because she was moving so much, because she was a little baby puppy. Again, random portrait stuff. I never posted this one because I did not like how it turned out. I like this page though. It's just, again, practicing drawing the full body. And another drawing of Stevie. I think this was just a random filler page, but these are 2 stickers that I had handmade. So basically you draw a picture and then you put tape or packing tape on wax paper or parchment paper, and then you put your drawing on, and then you put more tape, and then you cut around it, and then you can peel it off the parchment paper and stick it on something. It's really fun, and I would definitely recommend doing your own stickers. Okay, again, this page is crazy. You're like, what is going on here, Alex? This does not look like your work, because it isn't. So Me and my friends, we did this like sketchbook swap, so every like 10 minutes we would draw in our book, and yeah, that's how it turned out. It was really fun, just kooky and crazy, and yeah, definitely a fun exercise to do with your friends. Then we went to an area where we all live, and we were just drawing what we saw, so that was that. This was fun. This was just a random drawing that I did. This part was inspired by a picture I saw on Pinterest, and then the rest was just my brain. So yeah, and again, just practicing working with marker because I really enjoy markers. I think most of these are Copics, but yeah. And this was getting into first year of university. So that was all in the summer. This is starting to get into university, like I just said. This was a background pattern that I did for this like little animation that didn't really work, but it was a good practice for whatever. And I had just won a huge giveaway on Instagram that I honestly thought was a scam at first, but it wasn't. And a brand called ArtX sent me like a whole bunch of markers, which I was so hyped about. Like actually like I literally was so shocked because previously obviously I was working with Copic markers, which are they're like top, you know, like very high-end markers. So they're very, very expensive. One marker is like $10. So I had about like 4 or 5. And then I had these other really crappy markers that I was kind of using with the Copic ones. Like it was really fun, but it was kind of hard to blend them because they were all so different. And then I just got sent all these markers and I was literally in heaven. Oops, I just bumped the camera. Thank you, Artex, again. This was for my studio class. We were just drawing like perspective stuff. That one's okay. This perspective is off. Even my teacher was like, Alex, really? And I was like, oops. Because I think I was rushing like a lot. So like this is fine. But then the perspective of this thing is really off. And again, because I was rushing, I didn't draw it in pencil first. I just went like right in with pencil crayon, so whatever. Same with that. What is that? Anyways, this is kind of a fun page because this is a brainstorm that Instagram has not seen yet. And it's a brainstorm for my t-shirt design. So as you can see, I kind of had like a rough idea of like what I wanted it to look like. And then some elements that I wanted to put into it. And then I did my sketch, my drawing right here. And then I put it in Procreate, changed it up a bit, and then colored it and sent it to the company, and boom, you got our t-shirt. This was a rough copy for a plant project that I did. It was in one of my art school vlogs, but yeah, we had to do some like biodegradable plant of our choice, and I chose aloe vera because there's pretty colors and I liked it. So yeah, we had to do isometric drawings of our plant before figuring out how to shape it with cardboard. I did not like this project. I stayed up till like 1 in the morning on the last day that it was due, and I hated it so much. Anyways, these are 2 of my prints that I actually am selling on my Etsy, so go check that out if you want to. Again, a wacky portrait. That was my first time doing one of the wacky portraits in Procreate, and I think that was when I had just gotten my own iPad and an Apple Pencil, which I use like all the time. Like it's probably one of the best tools to have if you are like a digital artist. So yeah, definitely doing like a lot of digital art at this point. But these are just, these are prints that didn't quite turn out, so I thought I would just stick them in my book. And this is a proof that I pulled after I had done my final print of, what is it called? Monotype. I don't know why I just had a stroke there. Anyways, monotype printmaking. I had inked up this plexiglass, and it's in one of my blogs. Anyways, I grabbed a Q-tip, I drew it, and then I put it on paper, ran it through the press, and then there was still leftover ink on the press, so I just put it on like a piece of newsprint, and it pulled this. So I thought I would just stick it in my sketchbook. This is a drawing that I did when my teacher was talking in one of my humanities classes because I was bored. And I actually did turn this into like another drawing. It's in my other sketchbook. So yeah, this is also a fun page because Instagram has not seen this yet. And this is a brainstorm of my skateboard project that I had done. Anytime I brainstorm for a big project, I write down my ideas and then I draw them and then I kind of put them together and then I do like a bigger sketch. So yeah, that was my bigger final sketch, and then I colored that. and the whole process is up on my YouTube as well. So again, I was bored in my humanities class and I was just doodling, but I kind of liked how it turned out. Again, the octopus, but I wrote my name in the legs. That's kind of a fun idea. I might revisit that one day. Yep, another planning page of my etching project. And this was the final drawing of the fish. This is the final drawing of the firefly. You know, my friends went to a cafe and were just drawing, so I thought might as well go back to doing some portraits because that's what I enjoy. Haven't done portraits in a really long time, so it's kind of rusty, but whatever. And more planning for my little skate gecko animation that I did for my media class. This is some more planning for my monotypes. So as you can see, that was the planning for this. And it turned out super different, but yeah, so that's kind of cool. And then this was, hold on, not me like, oops, the birds are in the end. I just wanted to show you guys like up close so you can see that, or the comparison. But anyways, so yeah, planning a lot. This was my tarot card t-shirt planning page. Again, I write down all my ideas and then I do little drawings and then I kind of put them together a little bit more. And then I put them together even more. So that was the drawing, and then I put it into Procreate and then did all that. So definitely a lot of planning went into this project specifically. And then yeah, that was a proof that I pulled of the white ink. And I did a little design for Emily Carr's t-shirt competition or merch competition, but there were so many people, mine didn't get chosen, which is totally okay. The ones that got chosen were like super, super cool. So yeah, this is a figure drawing class. This might have been the second to last one. I'm not quite sure actually, but yeah, always start out with like 30-second poses, then 1-minute poses, 3-minute poses, and then 5-minute poses, and then a 25-minute one. So again, all in pencil crayon, so there's no time to erase anything. So like I had showed you guys previously, here's some of my prints from my project. I didn't really want to hang them up because they're not really my favorite, so I just stuck them in my sketchbook because why not? So yeah, that's the bird one. That's the one of my wacky portrait ones, and another bird one, another bird one. We had to do a lot of prints for this one, like a lot of variations. So yeah, there you go. And that is the end of my sketchbook. Okay, as you guys can see, like, they're just random pages, but for me, like, kind of brings back memories flipping through these because I mean, like, high school was not really fun for me at all. It was not the best time. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, poor me, but yeah, it was just not very fun. So I would just kind of like sit in the hallways or at lunchtime and draw, and that was like, you know, a big portion of this book. So anytime I flip through and look at some of these drawings, I'm like, oh, I did that when I had like a really bad day in like science and was eating lunch in this hallway or whatever. So I mean, it's kind of a bit yeah, just interesting to flip through and to feel all the memories flood back. And then just a lot of like happier times at the end working on art school projects because I'm finally in a place where I can like really get creative and study fun things and finally do what I like and be around people that enjoy the same things as me. I think sketchbooks are not only a great way to document your progress and ideas, but can really provide a safe space for you to express your emotions and experiences. Sketchbooks and journaling are healthy tools for literally anyone, and everyone should totally take advantage of some paper and a pen. Okay, so that wraps up my video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye.